What is perfectly legal, but creepy as hell?
Trying to make your kid's social media famous.
Staring into someone's window from the street to watch Jeopardy on their TV because your fricking mom canceled cable when she found your vape.
Facing the wrong way in an elevator.
Paparazzi.
This one hits close to home. A good friend of mine lives in a major East Coast city. As a single woman, she is extra cautious. She was the victim of a known local Instagram celebrity this weekend. Basically, this guy follows people, guys and girls, around and records them. When they get annoyed and tell him to stop, he gets more and more obnoxious, trying to get a reaction. He is careful not to cross the legal line for stalking, etc. And does it in public, so be expectation of privacy. He then posts the inevitable freakout online. I'm not going to share the page. My friend made the cut, because I don't want to grace this troll with the page views.
Child beauty pageants.
Hanging out in a public bathroom timing how long people pee.
Hanging your doll collection from the trees in your yard using string made from human hair.
Nobody is saying you can't eat a banana, Terry, but you can't just stand on a street corner for 30 minutes and suck on it. You have to actually take a bite.
It's technically legal to check if a door is locked, as long as you don't enter without permission.
Parking across the street from an elementary school with binoculars. Technically not illegal, but you definitely get the cops called on you and make the news.
My dad is currently in an injury case against his old job. There's been a car outside his house filming him for the last couple months, trying to catch him doing compromising things to disprove his injuries. That's very creepy.
Saying, think of yourselves as sisters, when introducing a much younger new wife to one's adult daughter. My father-in-law did this.
In some states, it's actually legal to take upskirt pictures with your smartphone, as long as they are wearing panties. Super creepy as hell. I only know this because a judge ruled a guy innocent for doing just that because of a law that was worded a certain way. No clue if the law has changed to include upskirt pics.
When I was a child, we had a creepy, horrible neighbor that would harass my family constantly. One of the things he did was stand at the corner of his yard and videotape me playing in a pool with my friends. We were around 8. My parents called the police but were told that it's legal if he's on his property.
Using the urinal next to me when there were plenty of other choices.
Parents using their kids for money. Example. YouTube Kids channels.
Child brides in some parts of the world. WTF is wrong with people?
MLMs, though I think they'll be illegal soon enough.
A national newspaper having a countdown for when a child actress becomes legal for sex. Answers to questions that will surely come. Yes. The Sun, UK. Emma Watson.
Using a laser rangefinder to ensure you stay outside the effective radius of a restraining order.
Purity balls, dances, that crap where girls pledge their virginity to their fathers until they are married. www.
Sitting next to someone at a public transport even when there are other seats available.
Corporations influencing government via donations and the non-stop revolving door between the two. Fossil fuel companies are preventing any real kind of progress to carbon reduction targets. Pharmaceutical and medical companies blocking healthcare reform.
I believe the act of cannibalism itself is legal so long as you didn't murder anyone to do it. If your homie gives you his arm to gnaw on, it's fair game.
Sifting through someone else's garbage bins. Cops and collection agencies do it all the time to gather evidence. It's perfectly legal, as the bins are on the street, which is public. You can even turn it around and do it to the cops. They'll still try and throw the book at you, of course, but it's legal and the courts have ruled as such.
Technically, you can stand on the sidewalk and stare into someone's house through a window. It's not illegal as long as you stay off of their property, but it's really freaking creepy.
Memorizing the age of consent in every state or country.
Following someone. It's alright guys, you can stop following me now.
Saying that 2 little kids would look great together as a couple.
Stalking someone doesn't have enough legal repercussions.
Those little kid beauty pageants. Awful.
Sitting on a lake bed at night with a rebreather and no flashlight.
Dating a girl you adopted once she turns legal age and not in your care.
Going on a vacation with your fiancé only to return home alone and immediately lawyer up and not answer questions about their whereabouts.
Robocalling the crap out of you with spoofed phone numbers every few minutes.
High school teachers dating students immediately after they graduate.
I can go put up a camera with a giant lens and set it up to take pictures every 30 seconds while pointed at a popular playground full of children, while I also fly a drone taking pictures of the same playground. The act of taking pictures in public is not illegal, even if the subject doesn't want their picture taken. It's how the photos are used that determines if permission is needed. And as long as I'm using it for my own weird, creepy personal reasons rather than trying to publish a book of them or put them in a movie, then it's not illegal. Of course, this only applies in Canada and the US. Other countries may have different privacy laws, and you do need the appropriate drone license. But I could still do it all day every day.
Uploading your kid's life onto Facebook for strangers to view before the kid even knows what the internet is.
A big, fat, hairy middle-aged man wearing just a Speedo hanging out at a park eating pudding.
Media outlets, typically disguising it with comedy, putting up blank, turns 18 on countdowns for child actresses. Natalie Portman was 13 when she got a countdown on her local radio station. Frick's Sake, Mary Kate and Ashley were like 4 on Full House when they got their countdown.
An 18-year-old and 60-year-old getting married.
Payday loan companies.
Calling your child sexy, right up there with moms who don't seem to understand that their son is not their boyfriend. What kind of weirdo threatens their son's spouse, girlfriend with the line, "The first bits he loved were mine"?
A grown man giving expensive gifts to a teenage girl he's not related to or particularly close to. I came across this ask after reading a post where a woman said her husband gave their neighbor's daughter a $300 bracelet without discussing it with her, and the vibes were super creepy. Technically not illegal, but hella pedo vibes there.
Owning a collection of children's teeth.
You can just grab a duck and keep it as your pet. It's not creepy, it's just I wanted to say that.
Puppy mills are backyard dog breeders that breed any dog with a genetic issue that affects their health or quality of life.
In Texas, it's encouraged to monitor pregnant women if you think they are attempting to have an abortion. One might even be compensated for their efforts.
That classic scene from American movies where a group of high schoolers raise money by washing cars in bikinis. Seems like a pervert magnet.
Marrying your aunt or uncle.
Saying "milady" to random women while tipping your fedora.
That police aren't legally obligated to keep you safe.
Catcalling. Aggressive flirting.
Family YouTube channels.
I know in some places upskirting, taking pictures of a woman's skirt without her permission, is still somehow legal.
Always found sitting on Santa's lap. Creepy.
Penis inspection day.
Lawyers who spam your mailbox when you get arrested for a Dewey or some reckless driving charge.
In some states in the US, a rapist can sue for visitation of the child born from their crime.
Brutally torturing and murdering trillions of animals annually worldwide via factory farming for no necessary reason, destroying our health and environment while we're at it, as well as causing widespread antibiotic resistance which will paralyze almost all healthcare in the future and occasionally, causing a pandemic.
Leaving a piece of your body behind for your future generations. My great-great-grandpa did this by having his skull revolved and turned into a goblet for his daughter, my great-grandma. Lasted about a few years before someone stole it.
Sniffing the hair of the lady who fell asleep on the train.
Father-daughter purity balls, dances.
You can find your town's unpaid property tax registry fairly easy by looking on your town's website. To explain this very simply, you can cover other people's property taxes. This gives them 2 options. 1. They reimburse you for the money you fronted for their property taxes, or 2. The property reaches a deadline where if the property owner hasn't paid you back for the money you fronted, you become the legal owner of the property because you have paid the property taxes. You could essentially buy a property worth $80,000, example, by only putting down a few $100,000 in property tax fees. You either make all your money back when the original property owner pays you for the money you fronted, or you put a few $100,000 down and get a property worth a lot more than your initial investment.
My old boss who asked out my coworker, she was 18, he was 38. I later learned he was hitting on her before she turned 18. Company fired him, but refused to ban him from the store. She had to quit.
I think Op is trying to get some ideas.
Pouring milk before the cereal into a bowl.
You can, legally, fake your own death as long as you are not doing so to flee a crime or debt reasons. Legal as in there are no laws against it in the US. I have no idea about other countries though.
Secretly filming young girls at a public beach. I saw a guy get busted by the cops and they just had to let him walk away because it's not a crime.
Standing naked within view of all your neighbors so long as you are with the confines of your house, like inside an open door or as seen through a window. At least at NC anyway.
For workers' comp claims, the insurance company, legal team can hire a private detective to follow you around to make sure you're not faking the injury or claim.
According to the FBI, Performing vaginal examinations on 6-year-olds during gymnastics training. At least for a while.
Loli hentai.
Those weird kid clothes that are like, I suck mom's boob, or something. I found crap like that at Spencer's and thought it was fricking gross.
TV shows like, Are You Hot? And Battle of the Bods.
Child beauty pageants. Should be outlawed. Jesus Christ, not much that's more creepy while still legal.
Anonymously leaving a watermelon on your neighbor's doorstep every Friday night.
18-year-olds being able to sign up for the military or participate in porn. But not able to buy cigarettes, lighters. WTF.
Taking advantage of your kid's talent. Child celebrities' parents are often guilty of this.
Family YT channels.
Clowns driving in traffic.
In 34 states you can legally eat dog. In 34 states zoophilia is legal. In 34 states English is the official language.
Catcalling, for as far as I'm aware.
Brazil's age of consent.
Harassing someone through people. If you call the police or try to make any sort of protection order, they never actually contacted you, so there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how many flying monkeys you have to fight off.
Cannibalism is technically allowed, it's the murder part that is illegal.
Taking pictures, filming people in public without their consent.
Messaging someone on social media with a D picture.